Okay, so today I thought I'd come on and do a little lesson in rap music. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to tell you that I do not know how to rap or beats and all that stuff. Although if I'm sitting next to Juicy J and he's cutting a beat or whatever, and because it's like the originator of the sound, I can say, well, what about this and what about this and what about this? And I've had this conversation with y'all on a Twitter feed before. So the problem with most of y'all is you're not vulnerable with men. And I'm not talking SEGG as usual. I'm talking about in conversation. Oh, it's all right, man. I'm good. It's cool. That's your first problem. Then you were likely little and your parents were terrible. And your dad ran away because your mom was a psychopath. And if she babied you, she actually, what's the word, like, there's all kinds of different, what do you call it, ways of parenting. And to let you know, white people go through the same thing. However, the umbrella of your minority status, like, really holds you down. It's like dumb. So if you could stop thinking that way, you could create more. Let's see. I'm like really being stopped here. So the point is like the spiritual leader was Martin Luther King. Now, if you listen to Martin Luther King speak, he spoke a lot about not race, although you guys thought all he was doing was talking about race. He was a spiritual leader trying to teach you how to come up from the bottom by hard work, sophistication, and good humanity services to others. However, all you heard were words of that you're the victim. And then people from within took him out. So Jesse Jackson and that other fool who looks like an alien prick is not a spiritual leader who claimed to be a preacher. So I would actually say part of the hindrance process for y'all is that you go to your preacher and then you think because you go to church, it'll cancel out all your sins. However, I'm not sure if you even really know what a sin is. Okay. Then we go back to, it's like all this facade shit. They're already trying to cover up your history. Okay, so it's like really complicated, but it's not that complicated. You have to take a look at everything as what's so, and know that what was happening to them is not happening to you. And it was now become your ancestor blessing to bring you to America. I've had this discussion with you about the plantation here up the road. A lovely family who heard the opportunity to bring Africans to this country to work. So they did their whole arriving on the ship or whatever. Consider that those folks were told that if you come to America, you'll have opportunity. And y'all were super nice and you trusted them, and some were good and some were evil. However, the good ones, even here in America, had to follow suit what the evil ones were up to. And then nobody stood up to the evil. And then all white folk had to take the blame for what certain white folk were up to. We live in an equal land. However, take a look at this. It's a Lil Wayne CD. Look at that hoe right there. Number one problem for y'all. Trash heap women. Trash heap women, the same bull crap we dealing with in the white women's side. However, there's some viciousness on that side that I am a little familiar with. It's like, oh God, it's like a lot. It's like these hoes want to be sophisticated, but they're stripping. They want to make money. And then they're trying to teach other black women how to behave. And you choose always the trash heap who literally stops you from producing rap, and then you act as if the white man's the one against you when it's actually the hoe lying next to you in bed as she's counting the dough. Literally watching that football player from the Jets. Now that was a white woman, but that was a black man. Same crap. She probably is the reason why he got kicked off the team too. We're talking rapping. So rapping is like supposed to be empowering, releasing and empowering. That's why, like, when you think about your childhood in school. Oh, and this drama shit that they pull. This. Like when someone dies and shit. Look at this. Ah, screaming and crying. Ah! That energy. That's not normal shit, okay? Why women do it too? That's called you ain't self-aware, and women don't actually really want the freedom they say they want. That's what that's called. They just want the diamond ring. They want to act like they know what they're up to, and then they want the paycheck attached, and they want to be able to boss you around. And then call women empowerment. When y'all the talent, and that's excluding Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, and Cardi B, because those are examples of strong black women. Beyonce, strong black woman. Janet Jackson, another example. And then you let trash heaps like Doja Cat try to stop you from creating music. That's an example of who not to be. So their motherhood skills are lacking. They're self-centered. And I don't know why I'm talking about the female, but I want you to really get clear on this. Like, they trash. And they flock to you just like they flock to Adam Levine, just like they flock to Gary Vaynerchuk. The only reason they flock into Gary, though, is because of me. And it's likely that if they flock it in mass numbers in the trashier, meaning someone out there really truly loved you and you turned your back on them. And then you got hyped and caught up in the game. And you want to see that when one's caught up in the game, the other one's caught up in the game, and then you're both caught up in the game, and then you both lose. That's why this gang stuff, East Coast, West Coast shit, don't work. Because you're trying to fight one another, but you really got to take a look at who's around you. Female, specifically. Now, the rap music is fine. Like, it's funny because, like, Juicy J's like, I'm going to take your lady home, blah, blah. That's funny. Now, I could be that girl he takes home, right? And we're talking, I'm with Gary. I could be that girl that you take home, right? However, I have business about myself. Right? I have business about myself. They do not have business about themselves. And going to what Biggie said in his song. He literally tells you he does not like violence by saying in his rap song, he says, don't shoot up the club. I want to make her my next baby daddy or next baby mama or whatever. It tells you that he did not do that to Tupac. And I'm sure if I looked deep enough, I could look at Tupac's music and tell you that he didn't do that to Biggie either. However, the narrative was painted that it was East Coast, West Coast. But, you know, that's actually fun shit. Have you ever seen, what's that movie where they dance on the street? That's literally what the beefing is. It's like rapping, and it's like Eminem at the rap battle. That's what the beef is. And if you were self-aware and had to release the energy top and just like be like, damn, that guy's a dick. Dude, you're a dick. And he's like, yeah, you're right. That was really a dick move. I'm sorry. Beef squashed. Laugh, laugh, laugh. Unless they're evil. But that's the game. That's the real game, is like figuring out who's evil, who's good. I'm looking at what's his name? The one that killed himself? Supposedly. He didn't kill himself. They killed him. The one that used to date Ariana Grande. Mac. And then you need to be more open to white boys. Because it's like salt and pepper. Anyway, back into the rap game. And growing up. I mean, you don't really need a role model. Because you got role models on TV if they were good. However, that's not what the Democratic Party wants to present to y'all now. You really want to get that. It's all connected. So, I forget your name that I did yesterday, the rap, where you were like, stop, start. It's a really good rap. But it's like, you just hear it with Casey talk, where he's like rolling the music. It's like flow. Now imagine you flowing, and you flowing, and that's like normal trap music. So you make it music for people, not for just yourself. And then your storyline in your rap song has to have it's like writing a short story. It's like problem, adventure, solution. That's how you advance Black Americans into evolution. However, all you do in the whole song is act as if you're the victim. I'm the victim. I'm poor me. I grew up on the ghetto. Poor me. That's it. That's all I want to tell you. Bye. I'm sorry, you a-hole. Look at where you're at now. You got millions of dollars in the bank, and you're still crying out that you ghetto ass shit, poor me bullshit? Is that true? Is that really what you want to do with your life? And then all you got is 6 cars in the garage that you never drive. Because you want to look cool while your homies back home are barely making ends meet. And then you say the white man's out to get you when you got millions and billions of dollars in the bank. And then you exclude the white man from assisting you and educating you on how to assist you in evolving the mind structure of what was created from historical events from the Democratic Party. From the Democratic Party. You go ahead and keep saying that the Republicans are out to get you. I assure you they are not. Ask Herschel Walker. See, you're trying to bring ghetto ass shit into the government and trying to make war within this country. And I'm talking to the rappers, although you are involved in it. You should have taken a writing course in college. You should have taken English seriously. You should have stopped acting like the rapper that didn't do shit or the gangster in the movie with the Friday After Next to look cool. So instead of trying to teach your kids how to be educated, you'd rather teach them some more bullshit. So then we have another circle and cycle of victimization. Okay, so I didn't grow up with a lot of money. I got a job when I was 15. I went to a community college. I got an associate's degree. I paid for my college. I made $80,000 per year until they kicked me out of the business. And that's Gary Vaynerchuk's fault. If I had a child sitting here with me, which I have energetically, yes, but I'm saying if I had to pay for college for someone, they would have done the exact same thing that I would have done. And eventually the structure that I created within my family organization would have empowered one of them to be that big man that Gary Vaynerchuk is. Not because they were on welfare, not because someone gifted it to them, because they worked for it. They would have met mentors along the way that they were open to listening to. White, black, all colors, all races, Mexican. And then they would have done work, 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 learn, 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 fail, learn, work, 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 fail, learn, fail, learn, fail, learn, fail, learn. And that's your raps. So instead of doing work, you invent concerns to get rap lyrics. Then you try to get the hoe. Then you try to get more problems. And then you act as if you're the victim when you chose that life. And ain't nobody able to talk to you about it because you're on your little pedestals because you got millions of dollars in the bank. It's the same bullshit. Then you'd be fighting each other within your own circle. I'm jealous that Casey Talk was on Monday to Monday. Now he has more of an opportunity than me. I'm sorry, but that's not true. I've never seen any of Gary V's choices end up on the top tier of the Billboard charts. I don't see anybody in Gary Vaynerchuk's community really up to much, actually, in the help and assistance of others. It's all selfish shit. It's like you literally have 15 million people around in this sequencing circle. He's constantly putting trash heap females on his podcast, and you'll run over and like her page. It blows my mind how it's all the same for all of you. Trash heap, come on, let's do a podcast. Okay, well, I'm going to seduce you on the podcast in front of everyone and be inappropriate. And then everyone runs over to that host page and acts as if she's something special. However, I didn't learn shit. Because you ain't done shit. However, Gary knows she ain't done shit, but he still puts her on the podcast. And consider that's you in the rap business also. Consider that's the mind fuck and the mind manipulation that you continuously agree to. Because you have no actual spiritual practice. And consider that if you had an actual real connection, not through your preacher, that God would actually come to you, rap through you, just like he does with me. However, you're too busy chasing up some fool-ass, dumbass, fake religious fool. Whoa, ah, that's your preacher. Whoa, ah, whoa, ah, whoa, ah. That's all energy. That's all energy. So you act like hoodlums and foolish fools doing drugs. And I'm talking doing weed like 24/7. That means you hanging out in another dimension, talking to spirits and demons. That's for future. I mean, you ain't got no clear head because you so afraid of being yourself, you just numb your ass out. And then play out where you're leaning back and talking slow and saying, that's cool, man. I ain't saying there ain't nothing wrong with smoking weed. Hello. I went through my own phase where I smoked weed from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. And sometimes I didn't go to bed till 4 a.m. How the hell do you think I learned how to do this shit? In the darkest place of my freaking life, listening to y'all's music. However, I'm still the enemy. However, you still come over here, future, with your fucking demons trying to fuck me up. Because I don't want to date you. You got plenty of hoes around you. I'm looking for some real shit here. I'm literally here to assist you. However, you're over there acting like fucking Julian Hayes, the biggest piece of narcissistic fuckface on this planet. And he plays reggae. You got dreads down to here? You up to no good. That's years of trauma you holding on to. Learn how to say no. Dude, no. I ain't going to riot and steal fucking shoes, you dumbass. No, I ain't going to damn put a gun in my pants. I don't give a shit. Bye. Ho, get the hell out of here. All you have to do is really listen to what they're saying. And you'll realize you can't stand them, even though they got that ass, that juicy ass, and those titties you like. I can assure you there's some other hoe in this building that's got titties and an ass like that, and they got a heart inside that chest of theirs. Y'all some shallow motherfuckers, that's for fucking sure. And by being shallow motherfuckers, that's why you in the space you in. You need to learn how to take courses and classes to evolve yourselves into the men that you are. Listen to your rap lyrics. That is an intelligent brain in there that's being abused and violated by some hoe bitch, by some trash bitch, by some loser fuck. You can be and look whoever you want to look like, Lil Wayne. But you better learn how to heal. It's actually a more empowering performer for your audience. Because not only are you doing what you love, but then you start transforming people in the audience. It's energy exchange. It's like if I could picture you or show you puzzle pieces of scatteredness. and then you up on that stage rapping, you basically break up. This is like a rap. You get people broken up, break their energy up. And then all of a sudden, alignment. And then everybody in the audience comes there all like broken. And they leave there going, well, damn, what just happened? Lil Wayne happened. It's interesting to me that how you all could allow and let some of these trap music performers, and this goes for 2 Chainz. You know who the rot ones are. You know who the rot ones are. I don't know who, like, no one's, let me tell you this. No one gives 2 shits about those you killing. This ain't no Biggie Tupac story. This is just people getting killed. Juicy J's friend. He was in the video last night. He said hello. He like does this. He did. I wanted to tell somebody. I wanted to tell Juicy J actually. So Gary did a rap or something, and he's very talented. This guy. He grabs the phone from Gary, and this is something for you to look at. And he like. It's like. He's like gets out of his own way to like authentically listens. And that's what you got rid of. A man who could have assisted each and every one of you. And just to let you know about the floor with Kobe, I just found it really interesting that they coincidentally had him sign the floor at wherever team he was on, the Lakers, the yellow jersey. And then they cut the floor out, and then a month or 2 later, he was killed. And that's your Democratic Party. That's who you voting for. Meanwhile, Gary Vaynerchuk is running around with some ugly, nasty diarrhea underwear. Teaching nothing. And that's the same fucking slut bitch you running with too. It just has a different shell on the outside.